every so often we get a topic request that makes us both go, yeah. So this week we're covering the Animorphs because, yeah.
I'm Diana Dekajlo.
I'm Michael Nixon.
And this is
Geek Crash Course.
Animorphs is a series of young adult science fiction books written between 1996 and 2001 by K.A. Applegate. It consists of 54 books in the main storyline, 10 companion books, and a much too short-lived television series on Nickelodeon.
The story revolves around 4 humans, 1 alien, and 1 human-turned-hawk attempting to save the world from aliens trying to take over the Earth because they're brain slugs. Also, they can turn into almost any animal they want. The humans, not the brain slugs. Wait, okay. Confused? Let's back up a minute.
On the bottom right-hand corner of the pages of the books, where page numbers would be, there's a flip book illustrating the narrating character from the book morphing into an animal from that story. Animorph is a portmanteau of animal and morph. Someone that has the ability to morph into an animal at will is an animorph, although it's really used as a slang term in the books. They can morph into animals only after they've touched the animals, so there are a lot of zoo trips in the first few books.
They can't morph into an animal for more than 2 hours, and they'll be stuck like that permanently. Also, they communicate telepathically while they're morphed into animals. It's no big deal, it's just kind of a thing they do with, like, weird punctuation. The Animorphs are...
Jake, who's the leader of the Animorphs group.
Marco, Jake's best friend and the goofball comic relief guy.
Cassie, who lives on a farm and is the daughter of 2 veterinarians, making her knowledgeable about animals, which is incredibly helpful, seeing as how they morph into animals.
Rachel is Jake's cousin, who's kind of a badass and really likes punching people way more than the other Animorphs.
Tobias was the quiet, outcast orphan kid at school before becoming an Animorph. He stayed morphed too long and is now trapped as a red-tailed hawk for most of the series.
The Animorphs are given their morphing powers by Elfangor, a member of the Andalite race who crash lands on Earth.
Aximil Esgaruth Ishtil, or Ax for short, is an Andalite that joins the Animorphs in their attempts to save Earth. He absorbs human DNA and morphs into a human for walking around purposes. The Andalites sort of look like centaurs, except they have nose slits, no mouths, 2 stalks coming out of their heads, can telepathically communicate, and they're quite blue.
He joins the 5 human Animorphs to help save the human race and try to get back home to his Andalite planet.
The Yeerks are gross, slug-style creatures that crawl into your head through your ears, wrap around your brain, and take over your body by controlling your brain. They're trying to take over humans and their brains in order to take over the Earth.
Controllers are humans that have been taken over by Yeerks.
The high-ranking members and leaders in the Yeerk army are called Vissers, sort of like generals, but in the sluggish, slimy army kind of way. The big bad for much of the series is Visser Three, a power-hungry Yeerk who successfully captured an Andalite body with morphing abilities. K.A. Applegate borrowed from The Lord of the Rings to name some of the creatures that appear in Animorphs. For example, the Elvish word for orc was used to name the Yeerks.
The story of the Animorphs begins with the 5 kids cutting through a construction yard as a shortcut home from school when they find a crash-landed spaceship with a dying Andalite on board. The Andalite passes on morphing powers to the 5 kids, making them Animorphs before he dies.
The kids learn about the Yeerk invasion on Earth as they learn to control and adapt their morphing powers. Tobias accidentally morphs as a hawk for too long and gets permanently stuck as a hawk. They fight Yeerks as various animals, kick ass, and take names.
We'd say to read everything, although it's not really critical if you miss out on the 2 out-of-continuity choose-your-own-adventure books called Alternamorphs.
Also, try to find the 90s Nickelodeon series. It is amazingly 90s.
It's super 90s. In the late 90s, there was an attempt to launch an Animorphs Toyline modeled on the Transformers style of toys. Because it was unsuccessful, the toys were repackaged as part of the Mutant Beast Wars Toyline. What would be your go-to morph if you were an Animorph? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for more Geek Crash Course.
Until next week, if you have any questions, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, geekcrashcourse.com.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time
on Geek Crash Course.
Whoa!